Director Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another is now in theaters as I speak in innumerable formats. You got your standard, you've got your 70 millimeter, you got your IMAX, you've got your VistaVision, you've got your Dolby, you've got your Wazoo Vision. Any way you cut it, it's a pretty good movie. So let's talk a little bit about it. I'm not going to tell you the whole story. Film opens, despite saying that, I'm not going to tell you the whole story. Film opens with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tiana Taylor and Regina Hall as part of a revolutionary group somewhere apparently on the southern border of the United States, busting into an immigrant detention center and causing havoc and basically taking the people who are in detention, escorting them into a box truck and spiriting them away to safety while doing some things to some of the soldiers that are there, basically just putting them in the cages instead of the people who were previously prisoners. In doing so, Tiana Taylor has a little situation with Sean Penn, who plays the sort of super militaristic commander of this area, and that leads to things. Again, not telling you the whole story. So we follow this revolutionary group a little bit, Leonardo DiCaprio being the guy who is in charge of explosives for them, fireworks and explosives. And one thing leads to another over time. Tiana Taylor is impregnated, and she and DiCaprio are starting to raise this young female child. Taylor decides she's her own person. She's number one. She needs to be a free spirit, winds up running afoul of the law and disappearing, let's say. And we then flash forward 16 years, and DiCaprio is in hiding somewhere under an assumed name with his now teenage daughter. And the film is about these people who are trying to stay underground and what happens when the Sean Penn character decides to come looking for them. Looking for them and eradicating the remaining members of this long ago, the French 75 they were called, this long ago underground group by any means necessary. So this is, what would you call this? I saw people calling this an action movie before I actually went to see it. I don't know if I would call it an action movie. It's very exciting. There are action-y sequences in the film, but there's also a lot of human drama and dialogue. I would call it more a thriller myself, action thriller. Socio-political action thriller, I'm not sure, but it was quite good. Now, some people are losing their minds over this film. I don't think it's worth losing your mind over, but it's a very well-made film. It's very funny at times, funnier than I expected. DiCaprio is very sort of disheveled and kind of loaded half the time in the film and pretty scatterbrained, and there are some funny moments where he's trying to deal with somebody who is looking for a password over the phone that he can't remember due to time and substance abuse. And the daughter is played by Chase Infiniti, who's very good in this. Sean Penn is just creepy and skeevy and perverse and frightening in this movie. And Benicio del Toro is also in it as the daughter's sensei, her martial arts instructor. He's great and very funny and just sort of super cool and laid back and has a seemingly very cheery, positive attitude while, the military is descending on his town, tearing it apart, trying to look for his student and her father. And the whole thing with all of these formats you can see it in, there's this thing that has been going on for the last decade or so where now I work somewhere where we are all about 35 millimeter film presentation and film, and I get it. I love seeing things on film. I love things when things are shot on film and presented that way. There's this fetishization of formats of the last decade or two where people are shooting things in VistaVision again, or they're shooting things in IMAX or 65 millimeter or whatever. And it seems like for a lot of people, it's more about how you're seeing the film than the content of the film. And for me, most of the time, these movies that are touted as being in these crazy luxury formats, and it's horizontally projected VistaVision. Half the time, I don't feel like these movies are visually interesting enough to warrant that. Like, this movie was well shot, but it was mostly, desperate people in medium shots to close-ups in houses or in cars running away from things and being scared. Like, there are some sequences where you do get some nice wide shots and some nice landscapes, but when I think of VistaVision and all of these other formats like that, I think of just beautifully lit, beautiful sets, lot of use of color, nice widescreen images, nice wide vistas and things like that. And half the time these films are about, it's like Hateful Eight was one of them, where it was touted in whatever format it was shown in, and it's a bunch of people sitting indoors, bundled up, yelling at each other. And mostly in close-ups, and I'm just like, not a lot of visual splendor to be seen by this. What I'm hearing from people who have seen this in VistaVision, though, is that it does provide like an incredible amount of contrast and clarity. I'm just saying that I saw this on a pretty big screen presented digitally, and it wasn't that amazing a visual experience for me. I thought it was a very good film, so I would certainly recommend people see it. P.T. Anderson makes quality films. I don't love all of them personally, but I mean, Boogie Nights is it's probably his most bubblegum or popcorn film, but it is one of my favorite movies, period, that I never get sick of. And I don't know that anything else he's made has thrilled me as much as that one did. Although I will say that this one, maybe thinking back about what he's made, this is probably my second favorite P.T. Anderson movie now. So I would highly recommend seeing it in a theater if you can. Everything's better in a theater. It is very exciting. It is very surprising. It is very funny. It is well worth seeing. It's a quality film, and everybody in it is very good. It is and it has, I'm not going to tell you. I will say I saw this at an Alamo Drafthouse, and their pre-show was spot on. Their pre-show was all kinds of stuff and clips, the video they play before the trailers start, all kind of clips that seem to be like, why are we seeing this? Why are we seeing that? And then after you watch the movie and you think back, you're like, oh, this is wonderful. These were all little things that were referencing elements of this film that I was about to see that made no sense, but in hindsight, it was hilarious. So if you can see it at an Alamo Drafthouse, you get that extra thing. So let me know. Let me know if you see this in any of those amazing formats, and if it seemed to be a much bolder experience for you than it would have been just watching it in a normal theater. So in theaters now, streaming forevermore, Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another.